Yahoo! It is Boy Debut. Happy New Year! I can't believe it's 2025 already. Like, where's 2024 gone? And what a year 2024 has been. I've been so grateful for everything that has happened, everything that I've achieved, everyone that I've met, everyone that has been, who's returned to my life. Um, I've just been grateful. Like, I think 2024 has probably been one of my best years. And I'm hoping that's been the same for you. If not, 2025 is your year, okay? I have faith, I have hope for that. Um it was quite nice because every year I kind of like, and I'm not the only one, like a lot of my friends and family, pardon me, sorry, a lot of my friends and family will do like photo collages, or they'll upload photos and they'll write about their year. And I enjoy seeing everybody else's year and seeing what they've been up to. But it's also nice to just sit and look through my photos of the year and write about all the things that I've achieved and I've done it. So it was nice to sit last night and do a collage and look back on everything that I've achieved. Like, I've been to the King's Garden party, I made it onto the Girls Brigade executive team, and I've done scare acting another year. I've managed to get a role in a panto. I've released an album. I've done many music videos. I've done gigs. I've dyed my hair. I've been abroad, and not many people get to say that they've achieved them things or been able to do them things. So I'm very grateful that I've been lucky enough to do all those things, you know. Um, but yeah, I think one of the things people say is like, "Oh, you're always busy, Shannon," and I know that some people worry about us being like, "You're gonna end up burning out all your energy," but that's what I like to do. I like to keep busy. I like to work hard, and I like to just focus on everything that I love to do, and acting and singing and writing, all the things that I love to do. So yes, I do have a busy life, and that's probably why I don't get to upload as much as I want to. But New Year's resolution is to definitely upload more, at least one video a month, at least, because I do love doing YouTube, and I do like to sit, and I do like to chat, and I do like to edit, and I do like to think out what I'm gonna say or what I'm gonna do. But life changes, you know, and you grow up and you become an adult. And when I first started YouTube, I was only 18. I was working part time, and you don't really have a care in the world when you're that age, you know. So I just decided I was going to do YouTube, and I love doing YouTube. And even though I know there's a lot of YouTubers on this platform that have got a bigger fan base than me, more followers, more subscribers, that's not what I'm out here to do. Like, I'm here to just share what I'm thinking or what I'm doing, my life experiences. And if that gets to inspire one person, or if I get to cheer up someone and made someone laugh or made someone cry, that's my ultimate goal. Of course, I would be lying if I said that it wouldn't it would be nice to have more followers and subscribers and people to watch my videos, but it's not the end of the world, you know. So, anyways, if you've followed me for a while, or if you're fans, if you're friends and family, you will know that each year I do um the year bingo. So I started 2022 bingo, 2023 bingo, 2024 bingo, now 2025 bingo. So you're probably thinking, bingo, what is she going on about? So my friend Ains, one of the mangoes, if you followed us while, you'll see throughout like my channel. I don't know if she created it, but she definitely introduced it to the rest of the Mangoes. If you're new to this channel, Mangoes is just a group of friends. That's what we call ourselves, the Mangoes, because we went to Uganda and we all found out that we loved mangoes. So, bearing in mind, like, me and Charlotte are almost 30, right? And when we first met, we were like 23. So we've been friends a long time. But yes, she introduced me to it, and she was like, you've got to think of 12 things to complete throughout the year. I think it started where it was like you had to think of a goal each month to tick off. I think that's ideally what it's supposed to go like, but for this one that I've created for 2025, it's just 12 goals that I want to complete by 2026. Looking back on 2024, however, I only managed to tick off 8 things off the list, not the 12. So what I've been doing for the past couple of years is looking back on what I decided to pick for the previous year and what I've managed to achieve, and then look at the next year. Okay, so on my list, I'm going to try to get through it as fast as possible. On my list for last year, I put get a part in a play. I didn't get a part in a play as such, but I did get a part in a panto. So I took that off because the previous year I didn't book a panto. Well, I did. I booked Sleeping Beauty, but I didn't really have anything through like the year, and so I managed to book that, get a modeling gig. So I managed to kind of like organize it myself. I almost did like a proper modeling gig. Somebody wanted to do a one on women empowerment and self-love and embracing our bodies, but it didn't happen. So I decided to contact a friend and be like, right, okay, I want some photos for my album. Let's do a modelling gig and let's take loads of photos and I'll have something to work with. So I did it. I did it myself. Plan another district trip. So the previous year I planned a trip for the leaders in Girls Brigade to go to Harry Potter, and I wanted to do something similar, but I didn't end up booking a trip. But I did book what's happening this month, panto for a big group of her to go. So I'll tick that off as well, because it's still like a trip out, you know. It's still a trip out. Go abroad at least once. I did. I went to Turkey and it was boiling hot and it was beautiful and it was the brownest I've ever been. And I think it's probably the brownest I'll ever be, to be fair. But it was boiling, so boiling. It was so hot. But sea, beautiful, clearest waters I've ever swam in. So yes, would definitely recommend. Book a solo trip. So technically it wasn't necessarily supposed to be like a solo trip. I think I did actually go on a solo trip to London, but I went to the King's Garden party, so I class that as my solo trip because I organised it, went on a theatre trip. So yeah, I went on a solo trip. Complete album. I did complete my album. Chapter 1, B is for Bold, is still out. It's still up there. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. That is launched. Get my GCSEs. Okay, so I've decided that it's probably not the right path for me, but a couple of years ago I thought I'd wanted to do teacher training. Maybe it's something to do in the future, but I needed, and I do have GCSEs, right? And I do have my level 2 maths and English, which is B equivalent, right? I know it's not A, it's not an A star or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you class them as now. But for the course I wanted to do, I needed to get GCSE maths and English and science. And I started them, but I just didn't have the time to do it. And then I realised that if it was a main priority to do, I would have focused on it more. But I didn't. I decided it wasn't my time to do that, but maybe it's in the future to do it. So yes, that was one I didn't tick off. Get a company to put on one of my plays. So I've written a couple of plays, a couple of pantos, and I thought, oh, I'll just get somebody to do it, and I didn't. So yeah, but to be fair, I didn't really reach out to anyone. But like I say, as life happens, and you get busy, so some things just don't work out the way you want to plan. Complete a book. I have written a book in the past. I started writing another one, and I started writing another one, and then I started writing another one. But I just didn't finish them. But I have completed one book. Will it see the light of day? Probably not. But I kind of like writing. If you couldn't tell, because I write my own songs, I write my own lyrics, and I do like creating script work that I've figured out that I like doing more than writing a book. But it's kind of like I wanted to be able to sit and just focus on one thing and just sit. But I cannot just sit. Songs I can write like that. I can write, and that's not me boasting. I can write songs pretty fast, and that is something that I'm grateful for. But to write a book, you need hours, you need days, you need weeks, and that was just something I didn't have. So I didn't tick off that. Learn swivel hips on the trampoline. Still cannot do them, so I didn't tick them off. I did try, but I just cannot do them. I can teach them. For some reason, I can teach them, but I cannot do them. Sort dint out in car. I did sort out the dint in the car. I've had a dint in my car for 2 years, right? And I love my car. And I was like, oh, the dint just takes away the beauty of my car. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sort it out. And I did sort it out. Well, technically my parents sorted it out because they knew the person to go to, and I got it for like a bargain, and they did a fantastic job. And do I know the name of the garage? No, I don't. But thank you anyways. C10 shows. I did go see 10 shows. If you want us to list the 10 shows that I've seen or the shows throughout the year, I will do that, but probably in a different video because it's probably going to take a long time. But I'm happy to do that. So if you want us to do that, just comment down below and I shall do that for you. It could give us something to do if it's a video. So yes, so that was my 2024. I did manage to complete quite a lot, and I think 2023 I didn't manage to do a lot. But maybe this year I managed to tick off everything. So I think if you're going to join in with this, I think you have to be realistic. Some of the things on my list are not realistic, but I'm turning 30 this year, so I think some of the things will make sense. Okay, so it's not necessarily in any particular order. Like, you can create the 12 goals and you can tick them off whenever you feel like it. Some of these, like I said, will be photos are monthly. Some of them will I've created, and you probably think, well, she'll have to do that like across a few months. But the goal is to kind of like tick them off and have them all ticked off by 2026. So start a weight loss program. So I'm not saying that I am not happy with the way I look, and I know that I promote body positivity and embracing the way you look, but I just would like to lose some weight, okay? And that is okay. If you decide that you want to lose weight, that is okay, because that is the decision that you made, and it's only something you can achieve. If you decide that you want to gain weight or gain muscle, that is up to you. It is your body. As long as you're going to do it the right way and be healthily about it, that is okay. But we've still got to love ourselves. So I love myself the way I am now. Sometimes I don't if I'm feeling really low or I'm not in the right mindset, I'll be honest. And sometimes I start putting myself down or calling myself names. That is probably just what most people do. I just struggle with it a little bit more. But if I did lose weight, I'd love myself then as well. There's a different way of looking at body positivity. Like, I know that people would be like, "Oh, right, she's a big girl. She says that, oh, body positivity, self love, so she's got to keep up that image." No, it's not necessarily that. It's just loving who you are and doing what's right for you and looking after your body and feeling happy in your skin. Write a musical. So I think this is probably something I thought I had written a musical, but I haven't. I started writing a musical, but then it just wasn't working. And because I thought I'm good at writing songs, so let's create a musical. So I have started writing a musical, and I would like to get it complete. Would it see the light of day? I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I do want to be able to say I have finished writing a musical. Start a diary. So I have started a diary because I started counselling again a few weeks ago. If you are returned to this channel and you followed me a long time, you know that I'm open about talking about my mental well-being. If you're new, then I'm quite honest about talking about my mental well-being. I suffer from anxiety and depression, and a few weeks ago I was triggered by something, and I ended up being really, really low, really, really depressed, really, really anxious, and I decided that I needed help, and that is okay. And if you feel as if you're needing help, please seek help, or always feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here to speak to you or to listen. But yeah, I decided that I needed to do some counselling, and it definitely has helped to have someone to speak to. And I know that I've got many people to speak to, but sometimes when you're feeling that low, it's hard to speak to people that you love, because you don't want them blaming themselves for they probably think, have I done something for her to feel this way, or I could have done something more, and it's not necessarily the case. So when you're speaking to a professional or someone that you don't necessarily know, you don't like, if say my counsellor was Norma, right? It's not Norma. And Norma lived down the street, and I knew her, and I knew that she had 3 sons. It would be hard because I know her, you know. But when you don't know someone and you don't, and I do get on with my counsellor, and I can have a laugh and a chat with my counsellor, it's easier to talk to someone that you don't have that connection with. And I suppose after my counselling sessions run out, that I will form a connection with my counsellor, and I do think I'm starting to build that relationship, which is good, because you've got to have that relationship to trust that person. And I do have loads of people that I trust and I speak to, and like I say, I'm honest about it. But it's easier to speak to someone that is a trained professional. So I have been keeping a diary the past 4 or 5 weeks. And I have been writing in it religiously. Because she set me a target, well, not a target, a challenge to write down 5 things that have made us smile that day, or 5 things that I like about myself that day, because that is what I was struggling with the most, is to focus on the positivities. I was just focused on negativities, and I was not looking at myself in the right way. So doing that has helped. So maybe it's something you can do, but that wasn't necessarily the diary I was thinking of, because this is just something on top, and I want to fill the book with a lot of positivity about my day and the way I'm looking at myself that day. But I wanted to do a diary, and I know if you followed us a long time, you think I copy off Carrie or Fletcher a lot, and I do a little bit. But she started writing haikus, like little poems each day, and I got inspired by that, and I was just like, I'm not going to do poems. I'm going to do a diary and write about the things I experienced that day. But it'd be nice to just be, again, sit and just think about reflecting on my day, but just taking the moment to write. So yes, sell a song. I mightn't necessarily sell a song, but if I can write a song, and I have started writing a song for somebody else, which is cool, which will happen this year. But I would like to start writing songs for more artists instead of just me. Because I think I'm not putting myself down, and I'm not saying that I'm a terrible singer. Am I the best singer in the world? No. Do I enjoy singing? Yes, I do. Do I still want to pursue singing? Yes. But if I've got to lay down all my strengths of the things that I love to do, I think writing music's probably my main strength. So I would like to, not necessarily, it would be amazing if I could sell a song, but if I could write a song for someone and them to perform it, that would be great. Make a new dish a month. So, like I mentioned, something that I would have to do a few months, and I suppose that would be ticked off next year. But I do want to be cooking more, and I feel as if my mum does all the cooking, and I just kind of want to take a little bit off her plate. So I want to do cooking more, but I also want to try cooking new dishes. I want to create dishes, because I can cook. For just some reason, I just don't. But that's something I want to do, because again, it's something I'll have to just be able to focus on and just do less and just focus on something, if that makes sense. Um, and be able to plan it and prep it and organize it. That's what I want to do, if that all makes sense. Plus, I've got a cookbook, recipe book, should I say, of the recipes that I've tried and twerked, and I want to fill that book, because when I have children, like, I want to be able to pass that down. And my mum started writing recipes down so she can pass it down as well. But it'd be nice to just be like, oh, these are the recipes that when my children, if I have children, if not, I'll pass it down somewhere. um, but yeah, it would be. I would love children, so maybe that's something that would happen in the future, and I'll be able to pass the cookbook down. But yeah. If not, I'll pass it on to nieces or cousins and something. Okay, riding hot air balloon. This is something I've always wanted to do, right? I don't know why, but it's something I've always wanted to do since being little. I've always wanted to be in a hot air balloon. I think it was The Wizard of Oz that kind of inspired it. But I've always wanted to ride in a hot air balloon. and I'm almost 30, so hopefully it's something I can achieve by the time I'm 30. So I've got 6 months. But no, as long as it's done throughout the year, I'm still going to be celebrating my 30th throughout the year, not just like June. But yes. Now this, you probably think this is a bit of a silly one to put on a list. I have a mole under my breast, right? And you're probably thinking, too much information. I'm an honest person, right? And I want to get it removed. To be on the safe side. I don't think it is harmful, but it might develop into that because it's quite a large one. So I would like to get it removed. Okay. Get a spooky tattoo. So, as you know, or if you're new to the channel, I have 13 tattoos, and all my tattoos have meaning to me. That doesn't necessarily mean that if you have tattoos and they don't have meaning, you just like to use it to express yourself, or because you like the tattoo, that is okay as well. I love tattoos, but mine have something that relates to me or meaningful to me. And most of them, well, not all of them, most of them, apart from like 3. So most of my tattoos are floral. They're not necessarily flower, like main tattoo is flower, but all, well, not all, like at least 10 of them or have like floral behind it. So I want to get a spooky tattoo, and the reason why spooky tattoo is because I am a scare actor. For like the back end of September to the beginning of November, I do scare acting. And it's something that I'm very passionate about, and I've worked for the same company for 4 years, and when I do this year, it'll be 5 years, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. And so I wanted to get, at first I wanted to get the company logo tattooed, but then other people have gotten that logo, and I think it's great. And I'm kind of like, do I want a tattoo that has that within it, or do I just want something that symbolizes scare acting? So I want to get something to contribute to that, because I've got a music tattoo for me being passionate about music. I've got the Sock and Buskin tattoo because of it, and I've got the book tattoo because of my album. And I've got tattoos that are in memory of people or to celebrate people that are in my life. I've got one about my faith. It's a Bible quote because I'm very with because of Girls Brigade, I'm very religious. And so I wanted something to do with that, because that is a big part of my life. That is like something I've got to prepare for long before September and November happens. And when it happens, it's a big chunk. It's probably like the quarter of my year taken off. So it's quite a big part of who I am, and so I wanted something for that. But I still haven't decided what I want. I know who I want to do it, and obviously normal tattoo artist, and she says that should be happy to do it. But yeah. So that is that. So hopefully by next year I'll have a spooky tattoo. Do water for a month. So I've seen this, and apparently it's really good. It detoxes your system. It helps clear out the system. and I've seen it for a while on TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. And I thought the best time to do this is through Lent. So like give up like fizzy drinks and teas and juice, and just drink water. And I think it's going to be really hard because I don't really like water very much. But I think it'll be good for the system. So I thought it'd be a good thing to add on the list. Right, next one is create a song for JB. So I have written the song for JB, but I haven't created it. I haven't like put it together. I haven't necessarily put it out there, you know. So I want to do that and give it as a gift for Christmas. Doing feeding families. So my cousin's done it for a few years, and my mum had mentioned maybe he's doing like a soup kitchen or something, or there is feeding families where you create like a hamper for someone, for a family that needs like food and gifts through Christmas. And I think I might do that next Christmas for a family, because I'm always down for giving back and doing things to help people. And the last thing on the list is stop budgeting. So I am a little bit, I'll be honest, I'm a bit of a shopaholic, right? Especially clothes. I love clothes. But like I said, I'm 30 this year, and ideally within the next couple of years, I would like my own place. But to be able to do that, I've got to prioritize where I spend my money. And I'm going to try this year to budget each month and see how better off I will be. I have got savings. Obviously, I don't want to talk too much about my money. But yeah, I want to stop budgeting. So that's something I'm going to focus on this year. So, anyways, that is it. To be fair, I know this has been a long video, but it hasn't took as long as I thought it was going to be. So, bonus. But yeah, if you join in, please let me know what you have put on your bingo card. If you want to, again, if you want us to do the theatre trips that I've done, let us know. Or if you just need someone to reach out to, I'm always here. I will reply to every comment, or you can reach us out on my social medias. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely new year, and I wish you all the best for 2025, and hopefully you'll see more of me. Goodbye.